Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unmute.
Go ahead.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is the first circuit you're listening to.
First Circuit Podcast number 31.
There we go, that's the number I was looking for. Thank you very much, Oldbob. And therefore we have achieved our awkward intro as we are used to. Today,
Did you take
you
that
are-
long to scroll out? I'll push the button now every damn time.
I know.
I was opening up Twitter. Don't Anyway, today you are being hosted by Bida, Sailor,
Clark. Hello.
Ryan, Oldbob,
Hey guys.
and last but not least, hopefully not least, there's me. And hi. So, today we've got actually quite a few topics to talk about. We are gonna start out with some current events, with some current and upcoming sales of Battletech and stuff.
Hey Tim.
Afterwards, we're gonna talk about the upcoming features, the upcoming patch, most noticeably the Sun Spider, and for the closing part, we've got a couple of quick news. So, current events, Trial by Fire. How do you guys feel about that one? Have you played it?
I'll let
Yep.
Biter go first, and then I'll go ahead and say my piece.
Yeah, I've done the event for both weeks, and this one was a little more Lerman snipe heavy than last time, I would say. Next, like the Panther, people trying to get lots of damage in and such, they're usually sort of going towards like the PPC route and sniping. Um, and the Arctic Cheetahs as well, with people not really feeling that happy about just doing 6 machine guns. 6 machine guns, old tech now.
Yeah.
And the small pulse being kind of redundant. There's a lot of dual large laser sniper Arctic Cheetahs, 6 medium laser cheetahs skittering around the battlefield, giving their meager contributions to the snipey field. Otherwise, blackjacks, of course, want to sit back and snipe a fair bit. All the Highlander 2Cs were out in force with their mass LRM or ATM with not much else. It was
Yeah, no, I
fun
saw that
chasing
too.
them down. And the poor king crabs are sort of trying to, expose themselves fully to, DACA things and getting a whole bunch of snipers picking away at them. So poor king crabs. And what was the other one? The stormcrows. Usually people load that up with laser vomit. It's the same with the Timmies. Lots of laser vomit and
Lots of catapults as
LRM.
well.
Yeah, lots of long range stuff has been sort of my takeaway from the event. I still quite enjoyed taking all the mechs out, and I did surprisingly well in the King Crab. A lot of people were not used to the Brawl King Crab, AC-20, SRM-24 with 4 flamers just suddenly appearing in people's faces and blasting
Yeah.
them to pieces. Surprise King Crab, I got like 4 KMDDs every match. It was quite an easy one to do, and King Crab is not even one of my favorite mechs. So all told, it was a weird event, honestly. At least a lot of the matches felt very drawn out of sniper
Yeah.
fests, and
Yeah.
you couldn't rely on your teams to screen you for you. But if you knew what you were doing and you take the right build, you can absolutely abuse all those snipers.
Well, I know, like in the on my alt account, I was just murdering people because doing some Jenner and doing that kind of stuff and the Griffin and stuff like that. But I have to say, in tier 1, it was just harsh. The only one I actually did was just the Jenner, and get the 3 KMDDs with a Jenner with like 6 medium lasers was kind of iffy hard. And that's the only one I did. I tried the blackjack. I tried all my different builds for those. I couldn't really get. I only got 3 KMDDs because I kept on getting focusing on for some strange reason. Of course, I'm very aggressive, but the whole thing is it's just I just couldn't do it. I just don't know why I couldn't do it. I think if they changed it to kills instead of KMDDs would have been a little bit better. The kill assist, I mean, that was no problem. The 1 victory is not an issue, but the KMDDs was just the biggest issue I had with the lighter mechs. Like trying to get those. Like I could have done with the other ones. I just didn't have time for it though. But yeah, change the KMDDs to kills be much better.
Well, I swear they did before KMDDs or kills.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I did before. Honestly, I would totally disagree with switching it to kills. For me personally, it's much easier getting KMDDs than kill shots. I'm not
Really?
good at pressing the button last.
Oh, okay.
I think the kills is just hitting the button
HM.
last, and at least sometimes like if in heavy mech sometimes if certain play styles don't feature it very well, but everyone can get kills. I think everyone can
Yeah.
get lucky and get those final touches. That's fine, and that's why at least when you had both, I think it was actually the best of both worlds because.
Mhm.
As long as you play long enough, you'll eventually get enough last touches that you'll get the event done.
Yeah.
Whereas KMDDs require you to do a very certain play style. Like only KMDDs in particular means you have to actually be really effective on the battlefield, and that's a little um, a problem for the less skilled or less effective players out there to
Thank you.
really grind out all those plays that KMDDs have. It's also just if you're with these events, they're also making people play less meta-y or less effective or less picked mechs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're shoving someone into a Jenner and then telling them, "Hey,
Go
get
kill that guy.
KMDD."
Exactly. I did see a lot of trial mechs, though, a ton of trial mechs being used, which is kind of unfortunate, though, because you notice, like all those builds are really, they're not used to those builds, and they just get hammered, like in the normal tier 1 games. And then also, too, it's like a lot of potato builds, just trying to get that damage in, a lot of potato builds.
But the KMDDs is also, if you're only putting KMDDs, that's why a lot of people are doing LRM boats.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it splatters all over the place, it's universal range, it's easy to play, and it gets you the most reliable KMDDs if you aren't that great a player.
Well, that's why I brought out my AMS Nova. It's like, you're not going to get any missiles off, buddy. And that's why I brought that out a lot. Like, after I got my general, I was like, okay, I'm done. But I hammered out the ones from my alt account. That was just easy in tier 3. In tier 3, man. It was easy. But yeah, it was a harsh event. I personally would like the kills, but that's just me, though.
I think kills and KMDDs
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the best of both worlds because for me at least, it means I can get the event doubly fast because I'm getting kills and KMDDs.
True.
And it makes it less particular about what exact kind of playstyle and battle plan you're going after. As long as you're doing good work, you're getting the rewards, which is sort of the whole idea with this event in the first place is just play the mech enough. It's not about ticking off check marks on a very particular checklist. Oh, make sure you kill a Jenner with this mech before we give you your reward. There's nothing like that.
Which is kind of harsh. They used to have those for the
Yes.
when the new mechs came out.
New mechs.
That was great. I loved it.
I would like that.
Oh my god, those were the
At least
best.
there's a whole
Man.
bunch of people with new mechs around, so it makes sense. But the
Yeah.
point with my saying, you have to kill a Jenner is like an inner sphere Jenner, is there isn't that many around. So, and if you had that event, just to kill inner sphere Jenners, like no one, either you take them and because you're a sadist, or everyone jumps on the Jenner as soon as it appears.
That was great, man. I love those. Oh my god, I wish you brought that back, though, to tell you the truth. That was just a blast. That was just great. It's like, run away.
You could have a really you could have a really silly event, i.e. 1 million C-bills if you kill an inner sphere Jenner, 1 million C-bills if you survive a match in an inner sphere Jenner.
That could be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. Yeah.
Kind of like tag or something, tag you're it type thing. That'd be cool, man.
Because everyone wants to get the kill on you because you're worth so much money.
And
But
only one Jenner per side too.
So
yeah,
maybe. I mean, the way they would structure it, obviously, it's just using that event system.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, true.
You could have a whole bunch of people jumping in Jenners and then. That would be hilarity.
One thing about the Trial by Fire event, though, it did have a lot of mechs for C-bill and MCs, so at 40% less charge. So if you really want to get that one Griffin or Catapult or like whatever you want, it's there now, basically. So that was kind of cool. I like that because I need to go get some new mechs.
For the Catapult, it was there. I sadly missed that one.
Well,
I would have gladly bought a second C4.
I'm glad they did. It's encouraging people to play less often played mechs, and it gives you more stats on them, so you can buff or nerf them as need be in the future. That's what I'm looking forward to.
The Ryan 2C, like a lot of those mechs out there.
Mm-hmm. The Highlander 2C, because it was on sale, I finally bought one. It's one of the few mechs I haven't actually got.
Highlander.
And I've actually had quite a bit of fun with it. The dual UAC 10 plus a whole bunch of other stuff build.
Yeah.
I had quite a lot of fun against Highlander 2Cs.
It was fun rushing them down since a lot of them were learn boats.
I
So they were-
actually faced one down that was proper brawl setup in my king crab, and I was still like, guys, just ignore this. It's a Highlander to see. He's not gonna damage me. I got him.
I
Just
got
move
this. Yes.
I got this.
on." And I killed him. He did 50 damage to me. So
Yeah.
Jesus.
it's a Highlander to see.
So we got anything else on Trial by Fire by chance?
Oh,
No?
I'd say it was an okay event.
Yeah, it was there.
Okay, to good.
I feel like getting the whole bunch of camos, so at least I get that Highlander 2C, and I earn the art block camo, and then just make
Yeah.
the whole thing one color. And it's like that's a lot better than the, like if you don't get a camo for a lot of clan mechs, it's just that bog standard gray with
Yeah.
a few highlights.
But this cool thing is though that they're actually like, instead of giving you like some stupid hanging cockpit thing, they actually give you camos and that kind of thing. That's beautiful. I love that now, and that's what I think is a change that PGI is doing, which we talked about like, I don't know, like 10 or 15 episodes ago. It's like they should do this because I have so many freaking hanging trees and whatever basically on my cockpit. I don't even put them on my cockpit anymore. So this is a good thing that they're doing. So I'm happy about that.
At least they're experimenting, because obviously,
Yeah.
the whole point of these is to get people back into the game or retain players. So if you're getting more interest from rewarding camos, but you're generating less revenue, etc., etc., it's all balanced. So hopefully they're looking at all the numbers.
I don't think anyone actually purchases cockpit items, do they?
I don't.
Yeah, I haven't.
If they're on sale, maybe, but that's about it.
I mean, I did.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I do remember, like, there were some people, I think, like Lash, TTB, and whatnot. They had a whole bunch of MC rewarded.
Yeah.
And so, they're like, well, I got to spend it somewhere, and I just want to have a warhorn in every mech, so I don't have to fiddle around all the time.
Okay.
That's 160 mechs. I gotta go buy warhorns for, and that's a little bit expensive.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and buy 300 warhorns too.
Exactly. I'm like, I think the last one I did spend it in was the bagpipes, and that's it. That's the last one I got. Oh, gotta get that. It was like 100 MC or something like that. So yeah, I don't know, but
yeah, there was the conversion that was a huge, boon that you can still pick up if you want the MC available bagpipe warhorns.
Oh really? Yeah.
It would be kind of funny just to have them in every single mech. Though at the moment, all of them are stuck in my Highlanders. I've got a whole fleet of Highlanders I'm trying to skill out at the moment, both
God.
in and clan.
You and your Highlanders, man. Okay.
Well, it's appropriate, isn't it? Bagpipes in the Highlanders.
Yeah, why does it say this? Let's move on.
Exactly. So Lucky Charms?
Lucky Charms.
So this event has just started, hasn't it? It's the new loot bag event.
Loot bags, the best event ever. I love loot bags. It's like gambling, but with fake stuff.
And you don't have to pay money for it.
Exactly. Basically, for 100 loot bags you get a type of camo, which is what camo is that? That's the Targon.
So the grand prize is just a camo, tartan camo.
Yeah, tartan camo, which is kind of nice. It looks halfway decent. It's not too bad. So it's not like the Applejack one, which I haven't some mechs. I haven't used it. It's like I kind of just threw that in the trash, like whatever, basically. But
I don't see it around that often, and I don't think it's that great a grand reward.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's not something that people would strive towards, like a free mech with mech bay and all that stuff.
Well, I
totally say the grand reward for this event is kind of meh, but I mean, getting loot packs is really good. So
well, that's MC. Basically, I love MC. You kidding? MC is awesome. They have two different parts. One for a quick play, one for action faction warfare. Each time you get. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, it's the important distinction is actually this week it's quick play.
Yeah.
Get 100 loot bags, and what they're doing is if you get 100 match score, you get a bag. 150, you get
two.
Another. So you can possibly get 2 loot bags as long as you perform well enough. And there's 50 available for each bracket.
50 games maximum. Yeah, 50 games maximum.
Yes. So you have to get 50 games for 150 match score and 50 games for 100 match score, which obviously will preclude will already be counted if you've done the first one.
Hold on. There's one thing about that. So if I get 50 games, but 2 of my games were actually only 1 bag, then I only get 98. loot bags, I can't actually get it.
Yeah, you won't get. You'll need to do 2 150 match score games to, reach that. The
But there's
50,
only 50
150.
games maximum though, like from what it was saying. Let's see here.
No, you
Hold on.
can do as many games as you want, but
As
Oh,
you
many
okay.
get
you have as
decks
many
for that. So.
attempts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Because I read that for some reason 50 games only. I'm like, wait, that sucks because I already got like 148 match score. I'm like, God damn it. Okay. Good.
I think the idea is that 150 matches go in quick play, and then later on the 100 matches go in faction play is stuff you should get every game.
Yeah. I mean,
play somewhat okay.
Just play Kintaros and Street Crows. You'll be fine. Like in scouting, it's just not a big deal to
Yeah.
get
So
150.
this week it's for this week you get 100 loot bags from playing quick play. There's 50 bonus redeems from getting the Fafnir and the Blood Asp. And yeah, next week it will be faction play.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you can get up to 100 from faction play. The requirements are incredibly low, so hopefully at least you can just easily do that in scouting.
Yeah.
And again, there's extra 50 redeems for Solaris and the Flea.
Oh, really? And basically with the type of items they give you, of course, it's a pot of gold, it's steins of beers, the air freshener, obviously for puke in your cockpit, 4-leaf clovers. I don't know about the Viper statue, that doesn't make any sense, and the Victic Forge Green Star. Green Star, yeah, that actually wouldn't make sense. The Urgent Warhorn, that'll make kind of sense, I guess. I don't know. But the MC is what I'm going for, and plus active premium time, because I think I ran out already. But it's really easy to do, guys. You just run an AMS Nova. You get 150 match score from not even firing a weapon. Not an issue. It's not a big deal. It's really easy to do. If anyone complains about that, they really come see me.
I will say though, it's at least for a quick play, I'm surprised that the requirements are quite high relative to faction play. And also, at least it's 50 matches during the week. That's still quite a commitment.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
so far in about an hour and a half, like when I was playing, I did 9 games, and no, I did I did 5 games. I'm sorry, in about an hour, 6 games. I don't know, man. I'm totally tired, but I got 9 bags. So basically, I missed one at 148. So it's not too bad as far as getting your stuff. It's really easy to do. So just sorry, I'm just tired. God damn.
Right, I think it's interesting, at least if we say, in an hour you can do 12 games, like each is 5 minutes. This is being quite generous. Then it will take you 4, 5, 6 hours or so. Let's just say that's the ballpark to do the quick play, and that's if you get 150 match score each time, which isn't necessarily always the case with a fair section of the player base.
Well, plus normally people play that long anyways too, so at like one stretch, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
So it would be hard.
Yeah, it's not too hard, I don't think, but it's still a fair amount of hours needed to get them all. Though obviously, if you're pre-ordering mech packs all the time, your time required is cut in half because you can get half the way there each time.
I do feel kind of dirty about that.
You feel kind of dirty about that? Oh God. Yeah, I haven't got the Fafnir and the Blood Apps, so I haven't really got those. Went ahead and bought those, get the 25 extra loot bags. But I think during Christmas time, I just made out like a bandit, so I think I'm happy. I used my karma back then, so it's okay. It's okay, man.
I mean, next week I'm going to have to be quite tempted to actually finally pick up that Solaris pack, because since there's no pre-order thing in place, I've not necessarily needed to splash the cash.
Actually, you're right about that too. Yeah, I should actually do it like anyway. It's just spend the $30 to get it, and might as well get the 25 extra bags as well too. Part 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's for next week. And there's also, on top of this, a few sales going on this week and starting next week as well. It's important to make note that these are spread apart, I think, by like the ones that are going on for this week. Does it end at the same time, or does it end before?
It ends next week on Friday.
Start time's Friday, March 16th for the Ready Up sale, and that's the MRBC one.
Yeah, so it does end. This stuff is available just till this week. So first off is this pot of gold sale. You get just what is it, an extra 30 MC,
30%. Yeah.
30%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30% MC whenever you purchase it from the store. I don't think. Is there anything else
Yeah.
like?
Yeah. There's
There's
a
no bonus warhorns, or is there? Is
No,
there
it's no
No,
something?
you're
bonus
not
stuff.
getting
Just
any
you get
bonus.
30%. Like normally it's like 10% and 20% when they do that kind of like package price thing. But the biggest thing of the wholesale is mech base half price. That's the biggest thing right there.
Mm-hmm.
150 MC for a mech bay. So when you actually play the game, you're likely in about every 10 to 15, you're likely probably going to get 150 like MC. Hopefully, like 10 to 20. So that's an extra mech bay you just spend your stuff on. So that's a good point. That's really nice that they do this. I think MWO is the only game that actually does like really easy stuff and they give you stuff basically. They here take it, type thing.
The loot bag events are a nice opportunity to rack up some MC, and with this, the mech base being half price, it's a good opportunity for free-to-play accounts or
Yup.
less paying accounts.
Exactly.
Just bought some mech base.
I just bought some mech base. Okay, I gotta buy some more too.
Straight up
Actually,
just bought some mech base.
Yeah,
Yeah, like-
because the loot bag and the sales have already started.
and starting March 23rd will be the mech pack sales. I don't know if, but that's only for the clan 2 heroes going down to the clan. So when they had it way back when. So if you're looking to pick up a bunch of mechs, 30% off in the gift store and the website. That's kind of nice actually. That's kind of good. I'm going to pick up some of those.
One thing we kind of skipped about was the Siebel and MC sale on the, so to say, meta variants the PGI picked.
Yeah,
which ones?
MRBC ready mechs, quote unquote.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
I wanted to point out that they specifically said in the pre-announcement that they're gonna pick meta variants, and then I'm seeing stuff like the Assassin 23. So,
Oh.
I mean, good job PGI. You definitely know your game's meta.
Yeah, well, okay, that's another story.
Two
But-
different variants.
Yeah, Roughneck 3A. Yeah, it's not really meta per se.
But
let's see.
still, there are some really good mechs in there, and if you want one of them, pick them up now.
Well, the
40%
Cyrus
discount
4D
price.
is nice. That's a good mech actually.
Yeah, the
I've had a
Cyrus
lot
is
of fun
fun
with
to
that.
play.
Yeah.
The Dragon 5N is actually kind of a good mech.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the UAC?
Yeah,
Two
that's
right
your 2 Dragon.
Yeah, UAC 2-1.
I would
That
say
one's crazy.
part of the reasoning, though I'm not sure, like at least those variants out there that do actually have champion variants are also MC off for some reason. So I wonder if that. I don't think there's a champion assassin. So no, I was just wondering if it being champions in fact affected their decision. But no, it's just the few that are. Those variants, and of course, at least since it's MRBC and whatnot, the competitive, they don't have hero mechs, mechs that you can only get via MC. So
True.
even though there is Madcap Mark II, it's not the obvious meta mech that we all see in group play all the time.
What's that? That's a Scorch, right? Is that Scorch?
Madcap Mark II.
No,
so,
but
Strike, yeah.
yeah, okay. Death Strike, that's what it's called. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up an Arctic Wolf 1. There we go.
Speaking of Arctic Wolf. Okay, so this is the event for Lucky Charms. I've been pasting inside every chat. You can't take my Lucky Charms, and that's been pretty hilarious. I've been loving that actually. It's been kind of funny, but yeah, so it's kind of cool. Loot bags is always a good thing. I love loot bags events. Christmas time, they have them for Halloween too, and Thanksgiving. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually the seasonal events.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically, if you want to purchase some MC or some C-bill variants of the mechs, this week, this up to the 23rd is the time to do it. Next week, it's faction play and buying packs as the sale, which isn't so
And
invigorating.
do you know you could actually do scouting and also faction warfare if you want to. So scouting's the fastest way to do it. Yeah, but if you love faction warfare, the small group that does still play it, you can still do that as well too. Cool. So what's next on the docket?
So coming up soon as well, like this is the event will roll over with this, which is the new patch on March 20th, so next Tuesday.
Yeah, alright, the patch notes aren't out yet, so...
Yeah, I tried to text Russ and it didn't work out too well. Hey, Russ, can you please get him out? Damn it! I tried.
Or at least
We
according
can,
with last
however,
week's
as
theme, he
Spider
didn't ban
mentioned
you, I
earlier,
think.
look at the roadmap.
Well, the
Yep.
have you seen the size comparison though, like of the countdown?
So there's a few things yet we can still go off of without the patch notes. So they're doing the countdown for the Sun Spider, and yet there's the size comparison. There's some images of the mech already around. I would say it looks fairly big for its tonnage, at least compared to the others, like a fairly tall, wide,
Yeah.
and oblong target. Uh, so it's going to be a fairly easy thing to hit. Those long side torsos are nice targets from the side, but it might make it a good torso twisting. There's one
I
more
know
we
the arms
expect.
don't really protect much like the Nova Cat does. Nova Cat really protects the right and left torsos. Like if you see it from a side, from a side comparison compared to the Sun Spider, that I mean, it leaves a whole portion of your torso like open.
Yeah, the arms are they're not as bad as I thought they would be, but they're still not that great.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
But yeah, to give everyone the overall overview though of this patch, at least what we know thus far is, of course, the Sun Spider is coming out, PGI's own in-house created new mech. There's also of note the Christmas reward is coming out in the next patch. So this is the
Yes.
Sun Spider Hero and Roughneck Hero that are being injected into everyone's accounts.
Which are
Uh,
Roughneck.
They're pretty.
Oh god damn it. Ugh.
And lastly, at least there's a couple of things like skill tree respecking will not cost anything. So if you've already bought a node, you will not have to pay 400 XP to select it again.
But you
This
still got to
means
pay
if
with the price
you've
for it though.
yeah, you always have to buy the nodes to begin with, but this means if there's a mech you really enjoy playing with and you keep fiddling around with the builds, or you have fiddled around with that skill tree, you can go back and forth between different skill tree builds for no cost. Whereas before you would have to pay a fairly hefty XP cost if you ever were respecking a large number of nodes. So this just a huge boon to customization in the game, I would say.
Just a really quick word of warning. This change is not going to be retroactive, so you are not going to get back any C-build XP. So don't respec your skill trees just yet. Wait until Tuesday.
Yeah, once the patch comes out, then if you ever want to fiddle around with your nodes and you already bought nodes, you could do that for free, which is nice. And there's some faction play changes that they've
Which
mentioned that are coming
doesn't
out.
really make it faction play. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really make it faction play. It's not like see the problem. Okay, this is Oldbob's rants again. See, the problem with faction play is this. Okay, so when you have a immersion effect of, I'm from Korea, I'm from House Lao, I'm from Clan Wolf. You have immersion effect of your units and your faction that you want to go play, and you fight with your faction. Now since a bucket system went in where they couldn't have enough players because they put band-aids and did some things to it, they made it into two tiers. So I am Intersphere and I am Clan. So now with this makes it so you could break your loyalty pledges or mercenary contracts on a whim. So let's say one side's getting beat to hell, like say the Intersphere is getting beat to hell by the Clanners can come over to the Intersphere side and say, hey, we're here now for you guys, and immersion effect loses the effect of you being, Clan Wolf or Clan, like Jade Falcon, like whatever you are. So this, I think, I don't like. It breaks the faction warfare because it's really now it's just fighting on certain types of mechs with mechs or maps with 4 mechs each. So it loses that feel of I'm with Krita and this we're gonna beat the Davion units. Now it's like I'm Intersphere. That's it. That's all you are. It just breaks everything about that, and I'm not too happy about this. That's just me. I hope not. I hope it's a lot of people, but that's what I feel though.
I mean, I feel rather differently about this because I feel like, faction play to me has always just been mostly it's like skirmish, but I can drop with 4 mechs this
Yeah,
time.
but
And I wonder, at least for those who do play faction play a lot, how much that
It changes, right?
It is just they enjoy dropping with 4 mechs. The other aspect I want, like my rebuttal a little bit to your feeling of, oh, well, now the feeling of it just being I can drop with whatever, that any attempts to being a loyalist is forgotten.
Yeah.
Well, if you are a Kurita loyalist, just because now you can drop the contract without any repercussions doesn't mean that you really are planning to drop the contract. You are still a Kurita loyalist. You will stick with them through and through.
Yeah, but you could jump over the clan side, like if you wanted to.
You can, but
Yeah.
Are you a
aren't you
loyalist then?
loyal?
Well,
Yeah, you're not really
obviously you're not
being
going to
that
be
loyal, are
loyal.
you?
Yeah, but it's not a loyalist. That's the whole thing. It breaks that immersion factor that you are part of it, and plus loyalists can actually don't they like decide which planets to attack and stuff like that. That's it. Like is that the only thing that they can do is just decide what planets to attack? I
They
mean,
get more stuff overall. And
they
they
get
get
more stuff.
different stuff from mercs.
Okay.
It would be interesting in future. Like, there was an issue with, uh, we had certain planets being attacked, and if you were luckily the right
Yeah.
loyalist
Yeah.
faction, you got extra rewards, whereas everyone else just had to get the bog standard rewards. And so people had to sort of preempt or game the system to actually be encouraged to play faction play.
Yeah.
Whereas now in future, at least, I could just switch loyalties to the appropriate faction, and I'll be a lot more interested in playing faction play as a consequence when those
Well,
events
stop calling faction play. Call it skirmish mode with 4 mechs, type thing. Because it's not really faction play like anymore. That's a feeling like of it. Like I lost immersion of that a long time ago. Of course, I'm different because I'm a lore freakozoid, so it's a little bit different for me. But I know a lot of people that feel this way, that they're loreish or loreish. Yeah, it sounds like a whorish, but they're lore nerds like I am, and they just lost an immersion. That's why you stop really playing, because there's no real no nothing to keep them being who they are type thing. I know a lot of people though like are just play clanners. Don't get me wrong, but now you are now the clanners, not Clan Wolf or Clan Jade Falcon. The only thing separating you on the battlefield is a sticker you put on your mech, and that's it. There's no real advantages.
and the bonuses you get at the
Well,
end.
yeah, but like they'll just jump to another clan to get them, like get the major bonuses. But there should be some type of repercussions going from one clan to the next, or even one clan to inner sphere type thing. It should be something. Like instead of like now you just jump around like you're a whorehouse or something. I don't know. Oh God.
Oh no, the law whores are upset that the place has turned into a whorehouse.
Yes, it turned into a whorehouse. Arr. No, I'm bitter about that though. That's it. It makes it so there's no really faction in the game itself. Okay, sorry. Oldbob's round over. Yay, faction play changes.
In my mind, I would say this, that I could join a certain faction, be a loyalist, quote unquote. But was the mechanic of losing a certain number of rep points and the whole waiting around period really what made these factions have truly be factions? In my mind, not really. They were always just stickers, and you pledged to one, and then if you wanted to pledge to another, you had to lose a number and then put up a different sticker eventually.
Well, if they had it, well, like if you're say like clans and you jump over to the inner sphere, let's make it so it's hard. You lose rep points or something like that beforehand. So like let's say you got to level 20, like in the rep points in clans, it's harder to get inside their inner sphere because they don't trust you or something like that. There has to be some type of repercussions for jumping, like jumping quote factions, than just like I decided to become inner sphere now, because it doesn't really have an immersion effect of a game that's supposed to be Battletech, where clanners versus the inner sphere, and then even on though basically they did have like clanners work with inner sphere during the books and everything, but it doesn't really have any repercussions or anything. It's just like we're here, we're gonna fight on this side. Oh, tomorrow we're gonna fight on that side. Tomorrow we're gonna fight on that side over there. There's just nothing there to put you in the game.
Well, if I may, I'm a lore nerd as well. You guys know that. But for me, faction play in MWO was never about lore.
Oh no,
Like,
no, of course not.
From the first day, it never really was a slow mode. So honestly, at this point, I don't really care too much about immersion anymore.
Yeah,
So for
I
me,
don't.
I mostly
Yeah.
see the advantages of this move. For example, in the upcoming faction play event, I can actually switch between clan and a sphere to try out different stuff, see
Mhm.
both sides, make my own opinions,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just being forced to play the same mech 1 week. And the other thing is, this will encourage some more people to play faction play,
Mhm.
which
Oh yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of a necessity with,
With faction play,
especially with Solaris coming
Yeah.
up, where faction play has been going.
I actually do agree with you on that. It will bring more people into it, but like I guess for me, I'm just that's just how I feel. That's all.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel you, but Bob, you just kind of need to accept that there is no one that
I,
military information will always be unknown.
Lord, what lore?
I would very much mirror that sentiment. That from the game's perspective, playing it as a game, this just makes it a whole lot more accessible. And yeah, I similarly share just the idea that from a lore perspective, it's kind of threadbare anyway, and so changing a slightly threadbare to be slightly more threadbare,
Yeah.
I don't really care one way or the other how much has
Okay.
changed.
Okay.
But I mean, Bob, we've got time. If you want to continue your rant, please go ahead.
No,
I
man,
mean, what you need to
I'm
do,
good.
Bob,
What?
Bob, to vent your frustrations, you need to put like you should do it. No, to do a video, you need when the patch comes out, you do a video where it's like, I'm a created loyalist. Oh wait, no, I'm now with House Laral. Oh wait, no, I'm now with Clan Wolf, and you go through the menus, switching all the time, and you say, hey, Rita, I'm your friends again, right? There's no consequences.
And
Exactly.
actually do a 10-hour loop version of that. Yes,
Oh
Yes.
god. Oh, I see a video coming in that one now. Damn you. Oh god.
I'm gonna edit it for you if I have to.
Oh
Just
man.
needs to happen.
It's yeah.
That's the way to get your lore nerd out. Just
Yeah.
No, my lore nerd will go and it will never go away, man. It will never go away. That's the problem.
it's also a nice way to peacefully protest PGI. You can send it to us.
Exactly.
And it's a fun way, so.
Oh
yeah.
god. Jesus. Oh man. That's why I think when Battletech comes out, I'm like gonna have lots of lore involved into that one. It'd be nice. That's where I'll get my lore. Then I'll come back to Mechwarrior and go shoot robots.
Also, one other just thing on my mind was if you can instantly switch between clan and inner sphere, I think they already have things in place, but it would be funny to try and glitch the system such that you could try and take an inner sphere back on the clan side, and vice
Ooh.
versa.
I don't think that'll happen though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It's just you never know with PGI.
Yeah, exactly.
Never know.
Something worth trying.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to try that though. But yeah.
Well, it's just it's just so you drop in scouting on the clan side in a sphere mech and go, hey guys, I'm a Katara.
What the hell's that? Let's shoot. Oh, we can't target. What do you mean? Yeah, I know. So let's see here. What else we have on the docket here? Unless you guys are.
I think we've mostly covered the events. We've covered the
Yeah.
upcoming patch. I don't know if we'll have to wait and see how the Sun Spider comes out. We didn't.
Well, that's for next
last
Friday,
things-
basically, right?
Yeah, I was sort of about the Sun Spider, and I didn't get the pre-order. I'm getting the hero and waiting
Yeah.
until it comes out for C-bills. Really, why spend money on a mech I've already got, and I'll sell all the other variants because I have a hero already.
Yeah,
Eventually.
that's the problem I see with a lot of clan things, because like I sold all my other clan mechs that I have multiple copies of, and just kept the best one I could, and just kept all the omnipods, and that's what I did. It's like, oh, and that made me get like 60 million. I was like, okay, I'm good.
Never sell mechs. They
Well,
might be buffed.
nah, I'm not for clan mechs, man. So I'm okay with that. Like I looked at the best ones I could, sold all the rest of them, kept all the omnipods, and now I just have one copy of or just one clan mech per thing. Like except for mechs I really like say the Nova. I have two because I have one with one that's a like ER medium build like crazy, and then the AMS Nova, and then a couple other ones I think the Jenners and the ones that have fixed hard points I definitely kept. but all the rest of them I just got rid of them and kept one.
Yeah, and otherwise I would say in the upcoming patch, obviously there's going to be a lot of heavy
Hey
65
Griff.
and 70 tonners running around. So take whatever you feel most comfortable punching those things in the face.
Probably another Roughneck to beat the Roughneck, right?
Anything can beat a Roughneck.
No, actually, I do pretty good in tournaments with my Roughneck. I do really good in that thing. I think it's 2 or 3 leg SRM6s and 1 LB10. It works out pretty well, and it torso twists like crazy. It does good. It does pretty good. And I want to try it in Solaris. I want to see how it works. Anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It would be fun, kind of heavy gorsing off their side torsos. They're probably both quite nice targets.
Oh,
Something
definitely.
like that. Charging them down and big heavy assaults, brawling them to pieces. I look forward to that.
So, yeah, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so otherwise I think we've got just the new trailer footages out for things.
Yeah, for Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries Biome Update Teaser, which I'm highly impressed. If I can play it on my screen now. Yeah, I'm really impressed with that. They actually did a good job.
This is the third video they've released on the Piranha Games YouTube channel. First being the announcement trailer, the next one being MechCon.
Yeah.
And finally, the third trailer on that site. It's not somebody bumbling around, walking into walls, and firing shots all over the place. It's
sorry, go ahead.
It's a somebody competently put together trailer thingy.
Yeah, the music is really good. The lighting effects are absolutely amazing. I mean, I wish Mechwarrior Online could be like this, because it just looks just incredible. You know, I mean, just him destroying the buildings, the sparks coming off the arm when it gets blown off, the fire on your mech and everything looks gorgeous. And I'm gonna definitely enjoy this, though, to tell you the truth. I'm looking pretty positive now about Mechwarrior 5.
I will say, as a funny note at least, for all the first-person footage, they've removed the HUD, so people don't complain about it.
That is right, huh? Yeah. Oh my God, that is totally right. Oh, just so they won't have us bitch about it, huh?
Yeah, I've been always surprised, at least to some degree, with Piranha Games. Like Mechwarrior Online actually has for its trailers, they've actually had fairly good music, and the same for Mechwarrior 5. Whoever they've got to do the musical compositions, they have quite a good flavor that fits the tone of sort of running around with big battle mechs. So yeah, the musical piece to accompany this, basically a montage of mechs fighting and other bits and bobs, is what I would say about the trailer. The funny thing I would say is it's called the Biome Update Teaser. What's that? I mean, they're just showing off all the different biomes.
Yeah.
This is the because whilst it's a sort of a bit about the different biomes, it's you know, the emphasis is obviously not on the biomes. Still a lot of fighting and just, you know, the typical trailer. So I think the title's a little bit, you know, or the objective of the trailer is a little bit off.
I do have to mark something, though. I think they love the Shadowhawk a little bit too much, though, because I see that involved in the teaser trailer like massively, though. They definitely love that mech, which is fine. You know, it's a great mech actually, so it's a great mech.
I wonder how many cockpits they've done, or whether they want to just, you know, only share certain cockpits. What I find funny, at least, is at the end, like the 225 mark. Yeah, there's the Atlas. He shoots down a helicopter, and then in front of him is a Shadowhawk in the exact same colors as the opening trailer. And the Shadowhawk is walking along, and he gets shot, and it turns away, and it looks like he's shooting his friend.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Shooting his landsmate there.
Yes.
I mean, but overall, though, just everything about it. Now there is a controversy going on the forums about how you can't change your loadouts. And Russ hasn't actually responded to that. I know, I think it's like Obesius, I think his name is. Like, he's been trying to figure out why or something like that. But it's been interesting I'm curious why they won't do it, because I mean that'd be the greatest thing in, you know, since sliced bread, to go have that done, change out your loadouts inside your mech base. But I'm thinking it's more of a programming like issue, that they can't do it or something like that. Do you guys think, or what?
Well, I mean, according to what sources, they're not changing loadouts. At least
Yeah,
we
like
saw.
I am not going to make any assumptions about the mech lab and loadout possibilities as
Hmm.
long as I don't see anything.
Like
Oh, okay.
we saw this is a funny thing we mentioned when we were looking at the inside the Argo, inside the sorry, whatever it was called,
No,
not the Argo, in the dropship.
Mechwarrior 5. Yeah, Mechwarrior 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
In the Mechwarrior 5, there was footage we talked about in the dropship. He's walking around. You know, it shows the contract system. There was stuff like how many techs and stuff you have.
yeah,
Yeah, we talked all about the menus, and one of the tabs was Mech Lab.
yeah.
So
Now
what
that's
But
what I remember is that they're going to limit customizability to some
Mhm.
extent. But again, until we know details about that, I'm just not gonna comment on it.
okay.
It's all, I mean,
It's
making the
all
Mech
hearsay,
Lab
basically.
and making it all work is obviously quite a lot of dev time.
Yeah,
And it's a thing, telling people that the Mech Lab's there and it's functional and showing it off is going to get a huge amount of hype. So I imagine if you haven't fully implemented it yet, you don't go around promising it because that's a
yeah,
lot of resources you're promising.
yeah, definitely.
And by the time it's done, which is near release, because it's quite a difficult, that's the time just near release you tell everyone about it and you get a lot of hype as a consequence.
Yeah, true, true, true.
Nonetheless, at least, yeah, it's I am. In the trailer footage, at least, again, yeah, they're focusing on only piloting a certain number of mechs, like the Atlas and Shadowhawk, um, and
Well, it
they're
says there
keeping it fairly,
3025.
and they're only using stock loadouts. So, as far as I know, this is just limitations with whatever the guy is putting together these trailers, or just a lack of various options or something. There's
Yeah.
they just aren't having much. They aren't putting in much variety into what they're piloting in these trailers.
I mean, like overall, I'm happy. Basically that takes a lot for me. Especially for Mechwarrior. So I'm optimistic that they're gonna actually do it. Co-op and have a good time, or play with your friends, and just enjoy the game in general. So this actually makes me a lot. It makes me more optimistic towards the company for actually them making a good Mechwarrior 5 game. So I'm very good about that. Cool.
Mm. When
I
I
th-
was watching the trailer, I actually had a certain sentence in my head, and I was thinking, this is the MW5 we were promised all those years ago in the Atlas
Yes.
versus
Yeah.
Armor trailer.
Yeah. Definitely.
Especially
Definitely.
with the sound design. I love the sound design. Everything sounds heavier, and I
Yeah.
love it.
It actually feels like you're a mech instead of like MechWarrior, where it's like you're just running around like normally. With this, actually, you're stomping. Your mech is just boom, boom, just doing that kind of thing, and I like that. That's good. And the art direction they have for landscaping, destructible buildings. Wow, it's gonna be good. Good. I'm happy.
yeah,
Not overhyping it though.
I mean, for me personally, I am much more cynical in my approach
Yeah,
about this thing. Like, they do a lot of emphasis of like it's called the biome update trailer, and it's like update. We've seen multiple biomes from you guys before,
but this
so
is more advanced from what we saw before, because like what we saw before was just it
like
was
small
it was
weather
meh.
effects.
Yeah, basically so the game is progressing. That's a good sign, basically for what it was before. And plus, doesn't have hordes and like 60 or 70 helicopters and 100 tanks after you. It just it shows like one or two helicopters, which is fine.
The footage they've chosen have not been cluttered with huge numbers of tanks and
Yeah,
helicopters and mechs all over the field. They've kept the scope a lot smaller. Um, it gives a better impression than their actual game, full gameplay footage. There's still, I would say in terms of how the footage is chopped together, what footage they're showing, and how competent the person playing it, what they
hmm
make the game look like, particularly without the UI and such. It's competent, but it's still half competent, as in something like a avid fan would throw together in Movie
yeah,
Maker or something like that. I also think, just like the decisions behind showing, oh look, we're shooting buildings. Let's just keep shooting buildings, and I'm like, you got a destruction shift system. Well done. We've seen that. You
yeah,
made a point of showing this earlier. Um, And otherwise, it's always just these same two mechs. It's the biomes, I think the majority of which we've already seen. I am a fan of the weather effects. We haven't
Yeah,
necessarily seen such a range of extreme weather effects. Throwing all these together is noteworthy. But
which would be
just calling it
nice.
a biome update teaser, it's like, what's the update? You guys are in development. Like, when people give an update teaser, a trailer or something, this is like a new patch to the game. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
they're updating us on their game in progress, so
Yeah, but I've already
whomever will.
seen destructible buildings, the mech combat, helicopters getting
But
shot down.
can you ever truly see too much destruction?
I could see a lot.
I mean, I've already seen it, so it's not anything. If it's an update implies something new, right?
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I mean, sure, if you say so. I'm not gonna pull out my dictionary now.
Yeah, I just sort of like, if they release a trailer like Mechwarrior Online, the Spider update. Hey, look at this! There's Spider Mechs. I'm like, wait, isn't that already been in the game for a while? Why is it an update?
So how about the Battletech one?
That one's actually a lot more interesting with a lot more new stuff.
Mhm.
So,
Go ahead.
should I give a quick recap what we are seeing?
Yeah. Let me get mine up too.
So basically, in the BattleTech, so it's a video
What
made
we're
by
trying to
Paradox
do is
Interactive.
create a game that
So
Battletech.
these guys are the publishers of the game. They are responsible for marketing solutions, and they are making a video series just showing off the game pre-release. And what I've done now is publish a video about the mercenary life, showing a lot of screenshots and screen capture from the simulation game, rather than just the combat game we've already seen. So we're not necessarily getting new information here.
We'll get
but
new screens.
We're getting new screens that we haven't seen before. Like the salvage screen, the mech lab screen is shown. And yeah, it's a cool summary mostly.
I mean, I'm loving it because it's showing something new for a game that like I know I'm gonna be playing like freaking millions of hours for. And so like basically also Jordan Weitzman, and they tell you that basically, hey, it's a mech game, but also it could be it's a mercenary game, and you're not actually on a linear path of like you must go here and complete this. You can do anything you want inside this area. So and there's so many planets you can go to and struggle with, and and then also too like they have like things like he was talking about like your two mech pilots might have a fight amongst each other, so you got to pick a side. And then once you pick one side, they might not be. It's gonna have like repercussions down the road as far as like would that person be a little more loyal to you because you picked pick the other person's side. So everything has repercussions of what's gonna happen. So it's not gonna be a linear type game like most games are. This is just gonna be just all these different choices that you can make as a merc commander, and that's a great thing I love about this too.
So, I mean, my big takeaway, as I said initially, was, it's a whole bunch of screens. It's them just talking about, oh yeah, it's a game. It's gonna be fun. It's mechs fighting each other. Yeah, all these screens, like at least looking into them in more detail. There's some fun little interesting details. So, the Atlas D, for example, has 2 AMS hardpoints, but there's Atlas D HT shown later
Yeah,
in the mech lab. Now, I think HT might stand for something like high tech. That's my guess, because this one
maybe.
has double heat sinks, medium pulse lasers, and 4 AMS hardpoints, or something that looks like an AMS hardpoint.
We don't talk about that. Battletech is not confirmed.
Quad tech, you mean? Oh god.
It's just that's an interesting revelation in itself. There's double heat sinks in the game, etc. So, yeah, if there's a high-tech Atlas out there with high-tech stuff you can shove in it, so you can find some medium pulse lasers eventually in the game, and that's a
well,
revelation that I don't think I knew about before.
well, in 3025, around the time which this is, they actually had all Starly tech. Okay, let me put this. Okay, back in the olden days, the first Succession War and second Succession War, that actually all the tech pretty much went away because they've been killing the factories. You just got lost, couldn't upkeep them, and everything else. And so, during the third Succession War, they really lost everything. They had like Geneva Conventions, don't attack the drop ships. Because they're losing, jump ships and everything. So you could still find the tech, let's say a Starleague cache, which would have the double heat sinks, which have the medium pulse lasers, which have all the different tech you see now in Mechwarrior online. You'll see inside the game, hopefully, but it won't be like you have 60 medium pulse lasers. It's like you have 1 or 2 medium pulse lasers for all your mechs that you can go put wherever you want to. So that's my phone, by the way. Great. So that's basically what will happen, and that's kind of cool. And so they're hinting at Starleague caches.
Yeah, I
they've
think that's
definitely
what...
been hinting at those. And yeah, what you said about the number of them. If you're lucky, you're gonna find a medium pulse laser at some point in your campaign. If you're extremely lucky, you might find a second one. But don't expect to outfit any mech with Starleague only tech.
Well, like
I'm
double
just
heat sinks as
curious
well too.
about something along the lines of Atlas D HT. Adding the HT is quite interesting because it's how is that derived? Is it when you throw any Starleague tech in an Atlas D, does it become an HT, or is this a unique find, or just something they're just showing off that isn't even going to be necessarily in the game?
Well, hopefully it'll be in the
Might be
game.
a renamed mech. You
Could
can
be, yeah.
definitely name your mechs. That I think that got confirmed. Not quite sure.
Yeah.
You can name your unit too, which is kind of nice. So basically, you could be like Oldbob's Roughnecks or something like that. You could name your units.
Speaking of unit names, did you notice the name they chose for this trailer?
Mason's Marauders.
Do you get the connection?
Is that from his podcast that he has?
It's from the Hyper RPG tabletop series.
Yeah.
Above.
That's cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just loving the hint. That's cool.
I still gotta watch them though, man. Like I only watched a couple episodes, and I still gotta watch those.
Yeah.
But awesome, man. I mean, I'm highly impressed with this. So the choices you make, consequences, you get to you might find some Starleague cache. No, it's awesome, man. I can't wait for this thing.
The
so
thing,
many
at
things.
least, to note with any Starleague cache is you can put in that fancy tech into your mech, but of course, any tech can actually be destroyed. Your medium pulse lasers could get just blown up, and you're not going to get them back easily, I'd imagine, if at all.
Oh yeah, no. So that's actually good. That's a good thing. That actually, next month is coming. I don't know what day. Do you know what day yet? Did they say?
No, but it's gonna be toward the end.
Oh, I see. ER large laser. Oh, okay. So they do have tech in there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the high tech Atlas. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy, baby.
There's also like a leveling up screen for the Mechwarrior. So you can sort of see at least there's 4 skills, and you slowly buy nodes up to certain skills. Activatable skills, and of course each step along the way slightly improves your Mechwarrior. You can also see. Interestingly enough, they have the various levels purchased. So to get level 3 requires 400 experience points. To get level 4 requires 900, then 1,600, and that's a whole skill in itself, and then 2,500. So, yeah, as to be expected, there's a ramping cost the higher you go, and it's separate for each tree, is my assumption.
So 2 more things I took away from this trailer. They got fancy render scenes. The dropship dogging to the Argo.
Yes.
I love this scene. And
I love that.
You can actually play the scene every time you go on a mission.
That'd be cool.
Detachment of the Leopard dropship from the Argo and the landing of it. I need this in my life.
I need the jump ship, man. I need the jump ship. I love the jump ship.
Pictures in my life.
Well, for the
other thing I would like to just mention real quick is the salvage screen, which we haven't seen so far.
That is okay. So yeah, basically potential salvage you actually pick, and that all depends on your contract you make with whatever group or whatever employer you have. So you either get more salvage and less sea bills, or more sea bills and less, less sea bills, more salvage, less salvage, more sea bills. So it just all depends what you want to do. And plus also depends on if you kill the head of a mech, you get the whole mech. Well, not the whole mech, but you get parts of mech, right? You get parts of it?
You get 1/3 of a mech.
Okay, 1/3 of a mech. But
you pick up the bits and pieces, and by the time you picked up 3 bits and pieces, you have enough to make a mech. That's how they're doing it.
Yeah, so pretty cool. I'm stoked about this. This is, oh man, stoked about it. Lore. Sorry. Okay.
Beyond the
And remember,
cutscenes.
guys, you can find more information about Battletech on battletechgame.com.
And what was that again?
That is battletechgame.com.
Battletechgame.com. Okay, I'll have to remember that.
Battletechgame.com.
Battletechgame.com. That's a meme, by the way, guys, if you ever hear that from us. Okay. So, yeah, this is, one other thing, a community spotlight, Snuggles is having Derp Day on Sunday. I don't know which time, so just let you guys know, anyone can go join. So everyone go check out Snuggles time, Derp Day on Sunday. Like I said, no idea when. I couldn't actually get it from the video that I was watching, but check his channel and check to see if he's online, and it is a blast doing Derp Day. Oh god, it was so much fun. Good people, good times, good laughs, and everything. So definitely check it out, guys. Anything else?
I think that about wraps up the First Circuit podcast, episode number 31.
Oh, no, I gotta go scroll up and go find which one it is. Okay, 31. So I know you're not gonna live that one down.
You see, what I did is I deliberately spoke slowly so I could click on the thing and scroll up. You see?
Yeah, exactly. So that is, yeah. So podcast 31. Do appreciate you guys watching. It's great. You guys are watching, and we love doing this for the community, and community. Basically, you guys are just great. So, also we do have a Twitter page, First Circuit Podcast. So check that out if you guys can. I'll leave links down below. Leave links down below for everything else, and also timestamps, so you don't have to go search through the whole thing to find out which one you go and want to go listen about. I'll even leave Oldbob's rant in there as well. So you guys have a good night. We have Ian and Biter and Oldbob, myself. You have a good night, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Bye-bye.